Yep, thanks, Ash. Morning, Aaron. Morning, Alex. Good to see you, mate. Morning, Ash. Morning, Dale. Morning, Lam. Hope you guys are well. Before I go into it, I just want to talk about a little scalp I took this morning. I was going to put it into the chat, but I literally saw it when it broke here. I'm pretty sure this is going to get stopped out for break even anyway, but it's a good example. If I hadn't told you this was a 5-minute chart, we wouldn't have known, right? Morning, Amira. And you can see the slight head and shoulders in here, 20 period, close to price action, a very simple setup, accumulation prior to the area, and a breakthrough. I didn't take TP on this. I was just waiting for it because the scalp just can go as much as it wants to go, basically. Move my stop to break even and pushing on. So again, if you wouldn't known that was a 5-minute chart, we've got a push on here. So we've obviously got some bullish price action. And notice, again, this is another good lesson. Morning, Audrey. Morning, Silver. That this is a 5 minutes, so this is technically 15 minutes of a decent push. And look how long it's being digested. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. We've always had a decent January and quiet February and March where things are moving. Don't get me wrong, things are moving, but they're not good for my personal strategy. And, I don't want that to be a case. I want to take trades, but again, I always think about December, and if I take things out with my plan, we saw Swiss, and I saw USD Swiss yesterday, which I just had a feeling. It's coming back up now. I had a feeling that it would move from this price action here. And notice how it's quite similar to that GJ setup that I just took in the scalp. Head and shoulders, messy price action, or not messy, accumulation. Prior to that area, and a decent move to the downside. So yeah, it's a little bit frustrating not getting involved in them, but again, I'm just sticking to my plan, and unfortunately times like this will happen. They will rear its head, and we have to make sure capital protection right now is the name of the game, and this too shall pass. This too shall pass. We'll get our setups. I just have to be patient. So yeah, GJ, little scalp there. As I said, I think that's going to get stopped out for break even, so no harm, no foul. But it can go if it wants to go. Okay, markets today. Swiss yen, 30 minutes, RTM. Okay, let's have a look at Swiss yen, Silver. Swiss yen, my favorite pair. Were you looking at a breakout retest around this area? You're in. Are you in from somewhere here? I presume. Or are you in here? So you're in here. Yeah, okay. Swiss yen to the upside. Yeah, it makes sense right now. Daily is good. We are approaching a slight significant level here, but price action prior to that has been pretty nice. So does it have to stall? No, it doesn't have to stall. We've had all this. We've had our pullback. Accumulation period here, fake out to the upside, fake out to the downside, and now we push on to the upside. So yeah, I like where it is. Momentum is there. As I said, yen is relatively weak. 4 hour, ready to move. It's in the, I wouldn't say ready to move, but in the process of moving. Do I like the idea? Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that. Silver, this is nice. ABC, push on. Bit too deep or bit too deep for my liking in terms of a retest here, but yeah, don't mind that at all. Swiss yen to the upside. Okay, SPX today, we are underneath this anchor on the 4 hour. It does look pretty good to the upside. We're kind of squeezing here, if you notice, above this 200, underneath this area, waiting for potentially this 20 to catch up. Possibly on London Open, we could move, but markets look okay. From a daily perspective, it looks okay. This is quite a key area for trend. This is our trend anchor to the downside. So if we break through that would be a good sign. And I think from a technical perspective, it will give the market some confidence for movement to the upside. This larger corrective is over. Look at that weekly. That looks good, right? It's probably going to close roughly around like that unless something crazy happens today. And yeah, that looks good. So SPX To the upside, it is risk on. Waiting for further confirmation of a break would look pretty good. And if we do get that, we might have a good week next week with that fluidity if we do decide to push on from here. So this hasn't been great. But if we do get this, we could get a slight pullback before we go. That would actually be a little bit healthier. However, yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Dollar. The dollar. Morning, James. The dollar doesn't look nice on this daily chart. I don't like this. Yes, we could be involved in a complex corrective. Yes, the power of the trend is to the upside. The trend is your friend. Pull back to that 20. Could it push on? Absolutely. Absolutely it could. But what do I think? What do I think? We put our zone here. We're obviously at support area. We have had a decent 4-hour candle. In what we'd have to call on smaller time frames in pullback, right? So maybe a pullback reason to short this would make sense. I think that would probably be my bias. I think if we consider this a 4-hour chart, we're probably going to be in pullback mode. Albeit if this does show some bullish pressure to the upside, that could change that sentiment, and we call this maybe a double bottom, because again the trend is to the upside. But I just don't like this price action, you know? I mean, maybe we could get something like this, right? For a breakdown, considering what the candles look like on the daily. So yeah, I think I would consider, if we look at this hourly chart, I would consider it in pullback mode until it gives us something. You know, gives us something to really say, right, the dollar wants to move, the dollar wants to fall. I'm just thinking from this daily chart, it does look quite bearish, and I don't like that price action unless it neatens itself up a little bit, i.e. something like this to get into a possible wedging structure for continuation. That would look a little bit better. We could get reactionary support off around this 20. But I think maybe dollar down. I think maybe dollar down would be my bias. Again, look for that RTE, that reason to enter, maybe on this 4-hour hourly to say, okay, it's a good time to short this dollar. Watch this today. This will be a very short stream because I've only got 2 pairs on it. So I've only got pound USD and USD ZAR. So I'll go into USD ZAR. 4-hour setup unfortunately didn't present itself. I haven't looked at this since I did a scan this morning. Because we have this bearish engulfer here, the pullback has kind of gone away. So I don't really, we'd have to get a pullback here because we've broken through these lows. My rules don't allow me to take a pullback because that's happened. However, the daily chart is still there. So the daily chart, the context is there. We could possibly get a pullback into this region or a retest into this region, 20 catch up, 200 again, roughly around price action, a reason to enter, a catalyst to move to the downside on that retest, i.e. old support becoming new resistance, and it's still in a great place. So RTM for this one, absolutely ready to move. And I'll be watching that over next week. Hopefully we do get it. Hopefully we do get it, because as I said, I like where it is. I do like where it is. Just have to be patient on the retest. We might not even get it. Yeah, we might not even get it. So USDs are in pound USD. Pound USD. Oh, that's pound NZD. Pound USD starting to set up. Dill, I think you had you were talking about this yesterday. Potential head and shoulders. We are in our possible corrective from this impulse to the upside. Looking for a little bit more here, i.e. 20 period catch up, possibly something like this for a break to the upside. So again, a trade for early next week if it does indeed give us the price action we want. These bars, were fundamental bars, needs to be digested a little bit. This impulse needs to be digested a little bit. We do have a pullback, which is good, but again, I need price action to look a little bit healthier before I'm able to take this to the upside. So if I zoom in, it is a counter trend idea. It is a counter trend idea, but we're seeing dollar potential weakness. We're seeing a bit of risk on price action, so that should help this pair. But as I said, this just doesn't look enough to digest this just yet. And this is what we use at 24, right? So I use this 20 as a visual guide where I can see, okay, maybe we're a healthy corrective now. Push on a bit of accumulation, break to the upside on pound USD would be nice for me. We took a little bit of a reaction around this area. So again, we digest that 4 hour. It is a doji bar. It is a counter trend idea, so we're not going to get everything we want. The issue with this is, are we going to turn into a complex corrective, power of the trend to move this to the downside, which absolutely could happen. And then if it does, then okay, we probably won't take that. But I do like the idea. So pound USD and USD ZAR, and that is all she wrote, folks. Anything you guys want me to look at? As I said, this is going to be a quick stream. Get this week over and done with for me, and hopefully next week. I keep saying that, but hopefully next week there will be some proper fluidity. I think for me personally in this challenge, next week, because I've got until I think that I still have 3 weeks, but you know, if markets are like this for me personally, I'm gonna have to go and take something and, you know, take some risks and to try and get that, you know, this profit up. So yeah, we'll see. I'm annoyed they didn't give me another extension. I'm annoyed with that because it's like, listen, you know, the markets for me obviously are not great. I'm not taking many trades. You've seen my free repeats and everything over the past couple of months. Why are you not giving me an extension? And it's not very good, I have to say. I'm usually very happy with FTMO, but I'm not quite happy that they haven't approved that extension. So it puts pressure on me when I'm feeling like this is a long-term game. You know, why can't I get an extension? Anyway, not an extension, sorry, a freeze again, like another week freeze. Pound CAD 1 hour. Okay, pound CAD 1 hour. Here. Yeah, I think I looked at this morning as well, Silver. I just didn't like where it was on the daily. You know, I just didn't like where it is on the daily here. Now, again, this could move absolutely. Just for me personally, the way that I look at charts, it's just unfortunate because, yeah, that's a nice setup. Yep, I mean, it is a nice setup, Silver. I'll give you that. Come back and retest this area. Could it go down? Yes, it could. I just don't like that move on the daily. You know, 4 hour looks nice. You know, all the time frames apart from the daily look good. And I just can't bring myself to put that on and sell it again from a personal standpoint. USD Swiss short bias. Yep, I can agree with that before I even look at the trade. I think anyway. USD Swiss short bias. Well, actually, that's probably a wrong thing to say. Do I agree with USD Swiss? I mean, that was a great entry. Short bias. Where are you looking, Lam? What's your idea? I mean, I like the confluence with the daily. So I like this price action for going short. Yep, from this climactic move to the upside. 4 hour, you know, 4 hour, this big bearish bar. We know that these bearish bars like to be digested a little bit before potentially moving down and continuing with this bearish bias that we've got from that large bar. So that I would agree with. Maybe you're getting your ABC here now, right? ABC. Is this your catalyst coming on higher volume? If it closes like that in 15 minutes, that would make sense. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would agree with it. I would agree with that. Lam. Here, I guess, buy side liquidity. I mean, I look at it as ABC. I look at it as stop locations and movement to the downside. With this, head and shoulders, obviously nice here. Good strong move to the downside. A break coming on volume as well. Kind of lowering volume during that pullback phase in comparison to the break. And an uptick on volume. Yes, okay, I know it's over London, but an uptick in volume now and a potential catalyst. USD Swiss. See, this is where my mind. This is why FTMO is difficult. Yes, I've got 2-3 weeks left, but I like that. You know, I like that idea. Then I have to think, well, I've got 2-3 weeks. It's going to take 1 or 2 trades, and yes, that's correct. But the verification is slightly different from the challenge because I don't have the possibility of getting a free repeat on my verification. I might take that on a 0.5% because I like it. it is really tough, Lam. It is really tough because you understand like the position I'm in, right? Where we've had no setups. I don't have the possibility to freeze it. I've got 2 setups on my watch list. Will that continue next week and the week after? Absolutely, it could. You know, until something. But then the SPX looks okay. If we get some fluidity on Monday, Tuesday, you know, it might be all right. So it's these questions that are additional questions that you don't have to ask yourself when you're trading a normal account. But I like USD Swiss to the downside. I'm going to see how that closes. I'll see how that closes, and I might put 0.5% on it. You know, kind of the same as a scalp. 2% behind 3 days before the deadline. Yeah, it's just, you just need a little bit of luck. You do need, I mean, real trading, it's not about luck. You know, we know that, but we know this is different. FTMO is different. And in terms of risk reward, it's if it does move down, if it does break here or have a deeper corrective, let's say on this daily chart, yes, okay, there's support here. But if we dig in between this, you know, we've had our very bearish bar here. We are pulling back within it. We are digesting that bearish bar. And now it's a case of a potential simple corrective. And it's a nice bar. Yeah, you know what? If it closes like that, and I'm not going to put this as a signal, this is not taking on real money. I will take that as a 0.5% scalp. USD Swiss to the downside. I like that. I like that. Okay, any other questions before I head off? So as I said, yeah, I'll take that on 0.5% in 12 minutes. If it does close like this, we will get an increase in volume, and I'll use that as a kind of gut trade to move to the downside. So hopefully, Lam, you're right. Hopefully, you're right. Good confluence with liquidity. I like that. Let's hope so. Yeah, I know. But don't worry, I wouldn't pin it on you if it lost. It's my decisions. But I do like it. All right, guys. Anything else you would like me to look at before I head off? Great to see so many of you in the room on a Friday. I wish it was a bit of a nicer market, but I can't bullshit you. Sometimes it's going to be like this. And I'll let you type, Lam. Oh, you're not typing. And I guess have a great weekend. Okay, I'll let you type, Lam, before I go. Oh, thanks. No worries, mate. No worries. Right, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday. Cheers, guys. Trade safe. Peace.